A long time ago, in Shanxi, there was an official in charge of the region's salt fairs. When he left to take up his post, his family didn't go with him. Not long after, a rebellion broke out, led by a warlord named Jiang Xian. His hometown fell into chaos, taken over by bandits, and from that day on, he lost all contacts with his wife and mother. After the rebellion was finally crushed, the official sent people back to his hometown to look for news of his family, but they returned with grim news. There wasn't a single soul left within 100 miles. The land was a ghost town. There was no one to ask. Later, the official was summoned to the capital to report on his duties. There, he heard about an old runner at the Yamen, whose wife had passed away and who was too poor to marry again. Out of kindness, the official gave him a few taels of silver and told him to use it to find a wife. At the time, many women who had been captured during the war were being sold in the market like a livestock. They had grass tags pinned to their clothes to show they were for sale. With the silver in hand, the old runner went to the market. He knew he couldn't afford a young woman, so he looked for someone older and decent. Among the women, he spotted an elderly lady dressed neatly and decided to buy her freedom. Back home, as she sat quietly on the bed, she looked at the runner and studied his face closely. Then she suddenly asked, "Aren't you the Yamen runner from such and such squad?" Startled and confused, the runner asked how she could possibly know him. She smiled faintly and said, "You used to serve under my son. How could I not recognize you?" The runner was stunned. Without delay, he rushed to inform the official. When the official came and saw the woman, he burst into tears. It was his mother. He immediately repaid the runner with double the silver he had given him. Now, with more money, the runner returned to the market. This time, he spotted a woman in her 30s. She was graceful and carried herself with quiet dignity. He bought her freedom as well. As they were leaving the market, the woman kept looking back at him. Suddenly she asked, "Aren't you the runner from such and such squad?" Shocked, the runner asked how she knew him. "You used to serve under my husband," she replied. "How could I not know you?" Speechless and shocked, the runner brought her straight to the official. The moment the official saw her, he collapsed in tears. It was his wife. In a single day, the official was reunited with both his mother and wife. Overcome with gratitude, he gave the runner a full 100 taels of silver, enough to marry a beautiful young woman of his own. They say such fortune must have come from the official's deep virtue, strong enough to move even the spirits. Sadly, the man's name has been forgotten by time, but perhaps somewhere in Shanxi, someone still remembers. What moves me the most about this story is not just the miraculous reunion, it's the quiet sorrow that lingers beneath it. In times of war, separation and loss become everyday tragedies. Families vanish, names are forgotten, and most people never get the chance to say goodbye. This official was incredibly fortunate, but that very luck reminds us how rare such reunions truly are. I love how this story balances hope and heartbreak. It celebrates virtue and loyalty, but it doesn't let us forget the countless others who were not as lucky. The fact that even the storyteller forgets the official's name speaks volumes. Memory is fragile, history is selective, and suffering often goes unrecorded. This tale stays with me because it doesn't shout, it whispers. And in that quiet, you can hear not just one man's joy, but a whole world's grief.